Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever found yourself in that um, universally frustrating spot where you know exactly the smart thing to do?
Oh, definitely.
Like maybe sticking to a budget or getting that workout done or, finally tackling that big project at work.
Yeah.
You've thought it through, you've got the plan, and then, well, you just don't do it.
Mm-hmm. That knowing doing gap, it's a
Mhm.
real thing.
It feels like there's some kind of missing link, right, between figuring things out and actually following through.
It's a puzzle, yeah. And many of us face it's especially perplexing because, we understand quite a bit about the mental machinery behind decision making.
Right.
We're familiar with what's often called System 1, thinking that rapid, intuitive, sometimes biased sort of autopilot mode.
Yeah, the gut reaction stuff. Great for making split-second choices,
Yeah.
but not always the most rational, is it?
Exactly. And then there's System 2 thinking. This is the slow one. Deliberate, analytical,
Yeah.
heavyweight.
That's the one that steps in to scrutinize System 1's snap judgments, weigh complex options, and figure out the truly, optimal course of action. That's where you build that smart plan.
Precisely. You engage that deep logical System 2 and you land on what you should do. But as the source material for this deep dive points out,
The one called something like the hidden switch between thinking and doing.
that's the one. It highlights how those well-reasoned plans so often just
Yeah.
falter in the face of real-world inertia.
The diet lasts 3 days. The savings goal remains a distant hope.
The strategic initiative gets bogged down. It happens all the time.
So the source poses a really insightful question, I think, one that gets right to the heart of this.
Mm.
What if the issue isn't just about having the fast system 1 or the smart system 2? What if there's a, third distinct mental function?
Yeah, System 3.
Maybe, yeah. Something we could hypothesize about and call a system 3. And perhaps its main job isn't thinking what to do, but specifically pulling the trigger on the best choice. And then, crucially, providing this sustained mental effort to keep you on track.
It's the idea that maybe System 2 is brilliant at, prescribing the actions, but it lacks the dedicated mechanism for execution.
Right.
The source suggests that really understanding this knowing-doing gap requires exploring whether there's a separate mental capability, this potential System 3, whose unique job is, well, disciplined follow-through,
Yeah.
bridging that chasm between decision and action.
And that's really our mission in this deep dive, isn't it? Drawing from this source, we're going to quickly explore the core ideas around this fundamental puzzle, why knowing doesn't automatically mean doing.
And delve into the source's concept of this potential missing piece, this proposed System 3.
Okay.
So, zooming back out for a second, the central challenge we're looking at from this source is bridging that critical gap, identifying the best path forward versus actually having the capacity to walk it consistently.
And the source gets into some really fascinating ideas about what this potential system 3 or this missing component of execution might actually look like mentally. It's not just vague talk about willpower.
No, it's more specific.
They discuss potential functions. For instance, they mention something called a reflective mind.
Right. Which isn't just System 2's analysis, it's more like a meta-level check.
Yeah, like quality control on your own thinking and plans.
Yeah.
Kind of constantly monitoring how things are going and, course correcting.
That's right. And another intriguing concept from the source is what they term imagination engines.
Okay, what's that?
Well, it's not just System 2 generating a plan, but actively using mental simulation, like vividly running through how a plan might actually play out in practice.
So foreseeing potential obstacles or points of failure
Yeah.
before they happen.
Exactly, allowing you to mentally rehearse and troubleshoot. It's sort of like a mental flight simulator for your decisions.
I like that, a mental flight simulator.
Mm-hmm.
And they also touch on something like social norm circuits.
Mm-hmm.
That feels a bit different.
How so?
It suggests a function that connects your intended actions, not just to logic, but maybe to your deeper values or your identity or the norms of groups important to you.
So providing a motivational push-or-pull, linking the dry System 2 plan to what genuinely matters on a, well, more fundamental level.
Right.
And what makes this whole exploration in the source particularly compelling, I think, is the question it then raises.
Which is,
Are these specific capabilities, this metacognition, simulation, value alignment, are they truly evidence of a brand new, distinct mental system, this System 3?
or could they just be sophisticated, complex interactions or maybe advanced functions within systems 1 and 2, working together in ways we haven't fully appreciated yet?
It leaves you thinking, doesn't it?
It really does. And regardless of whether it's a separate system or some complex integration, the core challenge, as the source emphasizes, it stays the same.
Yeah.
How do you effectively harness all these layers?
Quick intuition, system 1.
Your deep analysis system 2.
And whatever mechanism is responsible for that consistent, disciplined follow-through, that potential system 3 functionality.
How do you use all that to improve your everyday decisions and, more importantly, your actions?
Yeah, which maybe raises an important question for you, the listener, to consider as you go about your day. What does that concept of disciplined follow-through truly look like when you see it in action? In your own life, or maybe in others?
Is it just stubbornness, or is it something more nuanced, something that aligns thinking, simulation, and values?
Something to chew on.